So, season 16 of RuPaul's Drag Race Meet the Queens has just aired, and we're going to talk about it, okay? I definitely have some opinions, and since you are over here on my channel, I'm assuming that you want to hear my opinion, so buckle up, Buttercup. Now, keep in mind that these are just sort of first impressions, right? With the exception of Hershey's Jeté LaCour, I'm not familiar with any of these girls. I only know Hershey's Jeté LaCour, and not personally, just through another reality show called Chasing LA, where she was one of the cast members on that show. So I'm really happy to see her sort of embarking on new territory. So anyhow, we're going to break this down, right, in categories. So the first category is going to be best name, right? And if you watched it, then you know the best name is a mandatory meeting. No questions. I cracked up when I heard the name. And I don't know, there's just something really spicy about Amanda. When they did the interviews, she was really egotistical and full of herself. All things that I love, right? Because if you don't like the product that you're selling, that product being you, then why would I want to buy it? Girl, I don't want what you don't want. So I love that Amanda is so full of herself. And I love the mandatory meeting. I just thought that was so clever. So love her name, love her energy. I think she's going to be really interesting. My only sort of question about Amanda is, what is that lip sync giving, right? Based on the interview, she seems like she's pretty quick-witted. So I think she's going to do really well in some of the acting and improv challenges. So I'm really excited to see what Amanda gives. So she's one of my standouts so far. Most likely to transition. And listen, I mean no one any disrespect, but this is just me just watching with my trans radar. I wouldn't be surprised if a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long it took, if we didn't hear that Morphine Love Dion was in the process of transitioning. It's just something about her energy that gives me, you know, this is a stepping stone. So most likely to transition, we're going to give that honorable, that honor, excuse me, to Morphine Love Dion. Best entrance look. My favorite entrance look was from Spherical Crystal. It was the all blue look. I just thought it was really, really polished, really, really fine, well done. It looked expensive. Loved the look. We'll have to see what more does she have to give. But so far as aesthetics goes, that was my favorite entrance look out of all of the ones that I saw. And comment below who was yours. So you don't have to agree with me with that. You know, first of all, blue is one of my favorite colors. I just thought it was a really beautiful shade of blue. So that was my favorite entrance look. Dawn. I don't necessarily have a category for Dawn, but I guess most likely to be mistaken for Willow Pill. I don't know. But was I the only one who looked at Dawn and said, wait a minute, Willow? Is Willow trying to pull a Donald Trump on us and run for election a second time? Because, I don't know, the two of them, the aesthetic of Dawn and Willow Pill are, it's like, you know, look at twinsies, okay? Doppelganger realness, okay? And then, since I mentioned her at the beginning, I do want to talk briefly about Hershey's Jeté LaCour. As far as the entrance look goes, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. It was just sort of, you know, she looked good. She looked polished. Her hair looked good. The outfit was great. I guess it just wasn't outstanding, right? So I didn't love, I didn't hate it. It was cute. I would have liked to have seen more just based on this platform. But I don't think it was a bad start. But Hershey's Jeté LaCour has a very, very, very powerful story. I don't want to ruin it for anyone if you haven't seen her in some of her previous shows on YouTube. Or if you don't follow her on TikTok, you know, she shares a lot of her personal life with her family and her kids. So I'm definitely rooting for her. My only question for Hershey, again, one of those who seems pretty quick-witted. I've seen her perform, so the performance is there. I don't know if she can sew. So I'm not quite sure what the sewing challenges are going to give. I think she's going to do good in improv and acting. Like I said, she's a really strong lip syncer, so I can see her as, you know, one to beat when it comes down to lip sync challenges. So she should be good, okay? Plasma. I voted Plasma most likely to go home first, right? Nothing against Plasma, but Plasma to me gives me sort of Jinx Monsoon energy. Now, that's a gift and a curse. The gift is Jinx is really smart. Jinx is super clever, great at improv challenges. But when I look at Plasma, I'm just concerned about what happens if she winds up in the bottom two and has to lip sync against someone. I don't necessarily see her as a strong lip syncer. Now, I have not seen what she is capable of. This is just the first impression. So based on that, you know, I'm going to vote her most likely to go home first. There was also a Hispanic girl. I can't think of what her name was, but she didn't necessarily, she reminded me of, you guys know, Mistress. And who was the one before Mistress? The one that Mistress reminded me of before Mistress was on the show. Anyhow, the Hispanic girl sort of puts me in the mind of Mistress, but not quite as polished as Mistress. So I'm a little concerned about her based on initial impressions. Just, yeah, initial impressions. The fit of the outfit just wasn't there. So I don't know. So we'll see what it gives. Maya Iman LePage. I voted Maya Iman LePage a future lip sync assassin. I saw some of the clips they showed during the first look, and so it looks like she can dip, tip, twirl, flip, whatever you want. It looks like she has it all in her arsenal. My concern is aesthetically, it wasn't there for me. I have to be honest. I don't know if that was just a bad day, but there's work to be done when it comes to the aesthetic. Just isn't as tight as it needs to be at this level of drag, in my opinion. Another one who I'm concerned about, like, she could possibly lip sync her way into top 5, because I don't know if the girls want to meet her on a lip sync. Unless Rupaul pulls one of those stunts that he did with Jinx Monsoon and Monet Exchange, where they had to do the night the lights went out in Georgia, where it was a sort of a stunt-free lip sync, which I love and I wish they did more of. Then I think that Maya is going to be hard to beat. Hard to beat. So I don't know what the aesthetics are going to give. Keep in mind, it's his first looks. I haven't seen what she's capable of in totality, but just based on first looks, the look was just unpolished. There was just something unfinished about it. The hair just it just didn't come together. I got the concept, but it just didn't come together as tight as I would have liked it to see it come together. And listen, girls, I'm being nice this first episode. So just know that. Who else? I think that's it. So those are the ones that stood out to me. There were a couple more girls, but no one really left a huge impression outside of the ones that I've mentioned. I'm excited to see the show come back. Again, I'm going to be watching for Hershey. I'm going to be watching for a mandatory meeting. I'm going to be watching for Spherical Crystal. Who else am I going to be watching for? Maya Iman. I'm almost excited to see her lose the challenge just because I want to see that lip sync, right? We haven't really seen someone with this level of skill as far as acrobatics goes since, why can I think of her name? Walk the Duck Girl, Anitra. So it'll be interesting to see. So anyhow, you guys, those are my top picks. Those are the ones who were standouts for me, whether it was a good standout or a bad standout. They stood out for me. Comment below, because I'm curious to know who you're rooting for and what your standouts were in the first look. So we will see, and I'm going to try to keep you guys updated weekly. We'll see if that happens. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.